Hello, Pastor David McKinley here from Central Schwenkfelder Church. This Sunday we're going to be continuing our study of the parables of Jesus, and we're looking at three parables that are found in Luke chapter 15. And they're all given to us as a response to the concern presented by the scribes and the Pharisees. Luke chapter 15, verse 1 states, "Now the tax collectors and sinners were all drawing near to him, and the Pharisees and the scribes grumbled, saying, 'This man receives sinners and eats with them.' And so he told them this parable." So, Jesus was willing to eat with those that were of poor reputation. Tax collectors, of course, in the first century were hated and despised by their own countrymen because they collected taxes on behalf of the Romans, and they were notorious for being dishonest and taking advantage of people. Not only that, but Jesus also eats with those that are of in other ways of poor reputation, and he's not afraid to rub shoulders with people that are far different than he is in hopes to reach them. And so he tells three stories, and a parable, of course, can be a short or a lengthier story that's meant to illustrate a point that has one central point to it. And Jesus tells the story or the parable of the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son, or otherwise known as the prodigal son. And in each of these stories, we see that there's an item that is lost or misplaced or found that is of extreme worth to the person who's searching for it. The shepherd looking for the one lost sheep that he's willing to leave the 99 to go for the one and find it, and he rejoices when he finds it. Or the woman that loses the coin in her home, and when she finds it, she rejoices and tells her neighbors. And then the very heartwarming story of the son who goes to a distant country and spends his inheritance on loose living, and then comes back, and the father receives him, meets him on the road, and puts a robe on him and a pair of sandals and a ring, all signifying his treasured status in the eyes of his father. All of these stories, I think, teach something about God and the way that he sees the sinner that turns back to him. And we can further understand that Jesus came for such as these. In Luke chapter 19, it tells us the story of Zacchaeus. You remember Zacchaeus, the tax collector, and how Jesus came and ate in his home. And then at the end, Zacchaeus says to the Lord, "Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor. If I have defrauded anyone of anything, I restore it fourfold." And that was, according to the law of Moses, the way in which to repay someone if you've taken advantage of them. And Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, since he is also a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and save that which is lost." And so we see that Jesus came for that very reason, to seek those who were otherwise lost in their sins and trespasses. If you're a Christian, if you've been born again and received the Holy Spirit, you are one that has been sought by God. And that's a beautiful picture in the Bible of how God stops at nothing to gather his children to himself, those who have received Christ by faith and repented of their sins and trusted him. We're going to be talking about these three parables this Sunday, and I hope that you're able to join us. And we're inching toward Holy Week, of course, and we do hope that you're able to join us for that week's series of services culminating on April the 20th, which is Easter Sunday. There is much to be to celebrate, much to be thankful for as we are inching toward the end of this Lenten season. I hope to see you this Sunday. May the Lord bless you and keep you.